enough weapon, and Sgrape wants to test that on this Ada. Definitely not the most commonly played legend, especially at a higher level, but still, I'm interested to see it.
So the Blasters Revolution is, I think, kind of already underway. The Moose Wars LAN, we had quite a few people kind of bring out Blasters that at a level that we have not seen in quite a while. Like, you were, oh, that was a gross ground count. Sgrape, what was that? Really impressed that worked. But yeah, we had Mosh Pit and Snipes. They actually got pretty deep into the bracket. They're Blasters specialists, and I was seeing their name. I've always thought they were more of heart picks than brain picks, but no, they were brain picks that weekend, and they got pretty darn deep into in a bracket at that point. Flower blocked in Diana, of all things, and Balloon Boy just stole the show, as per usual. So I think the Blasters Revolution really is upon us, and that we will be seeing Blasters at a very stable spot once again. They've been getting some very, very slow, gradual buffs. It's not anything monstrous, at least not one at a time. But Sgrape with a spear recovery, as much as we love to talk about Blasters, they're in a very interesting spot right now, right at the beginning of the Revolution. Sgrape has always been on spear. Like, even during their Orion days, they knew how to make spear clips. I think more often than not, their clips were on spear than Lance. The Lance was a secondary to the spear, and Sgrape has played his fair share of spear characters. If you want to get good at spear, Sgrape is one of the guys to watch. D-Light, though, comes out of nowhere. Saphir still in this.
Yep. And he's on that trusty Lance. Not as good in 1v1s, of course, but if anyone's going to make it work, honestly, he is the guy to do it. We're going to find out. Sgrape, yeah, like you said, though, been on a lot of Spear Legends. I was thinking more of, like, Nash, right? I saw him. I actually played against him at mid-seasons, and he was playing that Nash. Completely eviscerated me, and he's completely eviscerating Saphir at the moment with that Spear, able to get that Cider, confirming the stock, and building himself a decent lead. Saphir's got to fight back pretty quickly on this Axe. Let's see if he can make it work. Of course, he's putting in a lot of hours on it, so I can imagine a downer there, and then another one will do it, have quite a bit of damage onto it. But whoa, what a GC sidelight. I don't even know, like, was it on purpose? Like, that feels like a misinput gone right, but even so, that's quite the option.
Happy accidents. But still, Saphir is playing this pretty smart, trying to be careful about Sgrape. Considering the disparity between the defense stats right here, you would think this is the other way around, but no, Sgrape has been in some pretty nice, it's had a pretty nice grab on the control of this game. Saphir is able to get that second stock down. We are, I think, either 2 or 3 minutes into the game. Saphir, when the game is slowed down, it's in the favor of the person who's behind, and Saphir has really slowed down the game, brought it a bit closer to their hands, brought the ball closer to their chest. They're not playing like boringly slow. They're not dragging on like a 4 a.m. ranked game. They're only taking the risks they know they can afford. They are playing exactly as they have to, but sometimes there's only so much you can do about a circumstance. And Saphir, this is, I am starting to keep a very careful eye peeled for Saphir.
This is interesting.
My live genuine reaction.
Swap. Yeah, right?
My live genuine reaction.
I mean, like, okay. It makes some sense. We were just talking about how Bryn, like, we saw him earlier. Bryn definitely a solid pick, right? You still get the spear, or you still get the axe, rather. Now you're getting the spear. Yeah, I mean, there you go. So, I don't even know you played Bryn. When do you play Bryn?
A little bit. Yeah, I mean, I don't, I'm really bad at the game, so I don't talk about my gameplay that much, but when I do, no, Bryn is a pretty stable pick in my personal rotation. I'm just surprised because I think this is the first time in, like, the 3 years I've known Saphir, the man has swapped off of Ulgrim. The guy is the CEO of Ulgrim ranked demons. Like, you know, there's, like, some... One of the truths... Okay, it's just working well. One of the truths of the universe, and one of the reasons that I find Saphir like such a funny and entertaining player to watch, is that like one of the truths of the universe is that there's always going to be some random Western European who's like 3,600 on Ulgrim, and there's nothing you could do about it. There's always going to be some Lance Demon from Western Europe who is just an absurd ranked demon on Ulgrim. Saphir is like the CEO of it. Saphir is that to the highest degree. To see him swap off of Ulgrim is a little surprising, even if it's for a character that, you know, I like. Still, it is surprising.
Yeah. You know, I have seen one other swap come out from Sphere before, if I'm not mistaken. I saw the Heroes. Okay, nice. Oh my goodness, what a replacement. Usually there's a sider after that downer when a Poe goes off the stage, but a gravity cancel side sig comes out just sweeping that stock away, and that was very nicely placed. But look at this, Saphir starting to get aggressive with the axe, try to grab a recovery, but it's not going to send off the stock just yet. And Sgrape holding onto it. Obviously, this lower defense of the Ada, got to play very carefully around that. Look at that ground pound, expertly dodged from Sgrape, who is just teetering around all these options from Saphir. Look at that, it's a GCD sig. Even a Cider is not going to front the stock just yet. Still playing around. Nice. A Nair just to build more damage. Throws away the spear. Says, I want it next stock. I'll take the blasters. And let's see what he could do. But instead gets caught by a D-Light into the Cider. And that'll take the stock.
Was all of that 72 damage unarmed from Saphir?
That's pretty sure, yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. That's against Spear. Nonetheless, that is against Spear. Like, a Spear is pretty hard to play against as unarmed.
Oh, yeah. Well, especially, I mean, like, you just have these tiny little hitboxes, and now you're going against giant, you know, Nair, for example, the 360 hitbox. I mean, yeah, you've really got to play your options carefully, and Sgrape did it perfectly. But now that things have turned into a weapon battle, you can see that Saphir's actually started taking things away with the spear. GCD light side air, and Saphir taking it away with the spear. I can't believe that. I thought for sure the axe would have been the star of the show, but Saphir's showing he has a bit of spear prowess as well, and Sgrape, that's got to send some shivers down his spine, because, man, like, that's your weapon right there, man, and he just completely shredded you on that.
Saphir just said in the lobby chat, Spear is really good. And, yes. Yes.
Sgrape said, your spear is really good. Look at that.
Yeah,
that's nice. See, love to see it.
To get a compliment like that from Sgrape is like one of the spear players alive right now.
Oh, yeah.
Sgrape, like I said earlier, if you want to get good at spear, Sgrape is one of the guys you should go back and watch VODs and watch, you know, old land sets of. And so to get a compliment from like one of the it guys of spear, you know, Saphir is I didn't even want to say this during the first game, but like during the first game, that wasn't the Saphir I knew and loved. This is a little closer to what we're talking about. This is a bit more like the Saphir we know and love, even though it's so different in so many ways that we're trading out lands for spear. Even though it's so different, it's still so much more like the Saphir I know and love. This is why we watch Saphir. He's always got a surprise.
Indeed. Oh, what a spot dodge coming out from Sgrape. Get away from that signature, and both of them look for the KO, but you're going to get that D-Light. You know exactly what's coming afterwards. The recovery's going to take it away, and now we're going to see what Sgrape sticks to. He was, of course, looking really good on the blasters in there. I'm not sure if he meant to throw away the spear like that, or if he was just trying to get a weapon throw touch and then grab it back, but either way, he is disarmed, and this time he's not going to be able to run a marathon on that arm. He gets hit by the D-Lights, and Saphir completely even things back up. This is going to be big if Sgrape can still do good things with this blasters, but once again, the spear has done so many more tremendous things for him. So I don't know, the blasters. Oh wait, but he says never mind. A bunch of aerials.
You've heard of Bowser Rev. Get ready for blasters Rev. So Sgrape trying to work some magic on spear. We talked about how good a spear is. Very Stray. What was that interaction? Stray side zig into, I think, another Stray side zig and catching with an end sig. That's like gold level gameplay that just happened for a straight 3 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, maybe we're all just golds at heart, right? I mean, sure, we learn how to play neutral and all this silly stuff, but at the end of the day, we all just want to rip out a signature and get this easy KO, right?
So
and sometimes you just gotta do it. Oh, Saphir gets the double tap with the double D-Lights, and that's gonna build some huge damage onto Sgrape, who's getting farther and farther into the red. He will get this KO with that down signature, and of course, you gotta stick to that spear, because like you said, he is all too well known for it. But at the same time, Saphir has done a really good job at keeping the momentum. That almost KOs disgustingly. I mean, honestly, I was expecting it to KO, but Ada's defense able to hold out at least for one of those, but a second one, surely we get the KO. A Cider as well. He is just fishing for a signature recovery, something. But Sgrape starting to get himself some damage. There we go. Got to read with that Nair, but still, he's got a lot to go, and a D-Light almost confirms the stock, but not just yet. He's still playing around it. A misplaced N-Light will seal his fate.
That little unarmed string from Sgrape is actually ridiculous, because it's not often that we see unarmed gameplay actually make that big of a difference in the game. I guess maybe outside of having an unarmed dare. Unarmed dare is one of the most expensive attacks in the game. I'll stay by that. But have grounded unarmed gameplay make that big of an impact on the game. I think that was like a dodge into he waited for his next attack to wait out the dodge read. That was a pretty hard commit, and then chase dodge is another hard commit, and that all went pretty darn well for him. This is really, really impressive stuff from Sgrape. Saphir back on the Ulgrim, however.
Yeah, and Sgrape hasn't swapped. Like, actually, we saw for a second, I don't know if you saw this, but he did select, just for a second, Nash, which I was expecting that, and then went right back to Ada. And I honestly, I mean, maybe he just feels better with the Ada against Ulgrim. Like, maybe he was expecting Bren to still be there, but once he saw it wasn't, he swapped. That would be my best guess, but either way, we're going to get into it. In Western Air Temple as well. Really reaching out there. Bit of a unique map. Definitely got this oscillating platforms back and forth, and two of them. Definitely a unique map for certain, especially with the ceiling being the way it is. Yeah, we're going to have an interesting time here on Western Air Temple, but Sgrape almost being a recipient of the ceiling, almost getting taken off the top twice there. Jeez, you got to be careful.
This ceiling is so low on this map, it stresses me out to no. And like, I was about to say, oh, this probably benefits blasters a lot because of recovery, but it also is going to benefit Axe quite a bit, because Axe also has some ladder combos. I don't know how much you can rely that on Saphir. So I was about to hit like a white wolf right there, a Sayer to take Sgrape out. Sgrape picking up Spear. Yeah, both players understand what's at stake, and we do have some hesitancy to fully commit to the next option, although we do have a pretty stray side sig. That was a little funny to watch. Saphir now trying to read in dodges a little bit more than usual. Sgrape's Nair with a touch me not. Nair to try and approach. Is Sgrape getting nervous with all these Nairs and trying to stay longer in neutral? Maybe not. He's just looking for the right moment to strike. He's not scared, he's just careful.
Yes, very calculating indeed. You have to be with those spear side airs. It's like, although it is a really strong move, you have to place it absolutely perfectly to get the full effect of it. And right there, Sgrape showing his prowess, showing his expertise on this weapon. And he's going to try and continue this momentum. He is still behind at the moment, but if we get himself a combo, I don't know, Saphir's doing a good job. A recovery, runs right into it. He was sweeping there for a second, but he was able to touch the ground, and Sgrape is definitely worse for wear with 100 and, now 58 damage built up onto him. Saphir definitely has a much easier time getting this knockout, especially with the D-Lights. Oh my goodness, that'll KO so early on this map. He's got to do these weapon throws. Look at that. Really good stuff from Sgrape, but still he's only prolonging what seems to be the inevitable. Oh, okay. Blasters, wait a second, he's seeking out towards the top. I don't even know who's chasing who. Who is the predator? Who's the prey? Oh my
Sgrape's
goodness.
chase for like a solid 12 seconds was so good, right on his tail. If he committed to a recovery, that probably could have been stopped. Like, Sgrape was right on his tail. That was an insane chase from Sgrape. Even still is restricting the options of Saphir. Both players down on last stock. Is Saphir going to go forward a bracket, or is Sgrape going to hold on to the set for just a bit longer?
Yep, this is going to bring us to a game 5 if he can close it out. But Saphir, of course, does not want that to happen. He's going to be playing his hardest here. Oh, a whipped side light. That's going to be some big damage for Saphir, maybe? Not quite. Not as lucrative as I thought it would be. And Sgrape still, once again, pushing his momentum forward with the spear, getting all these aerials. That has really been the highlight of all of this. Look at the down air, almost snuffing out all of Saphir's options. Swapping back over to a fresh spear to make sure he's not disarmed by any big hits. He now has the lead against Saphir, a side-by opener. But the Insig gets hit by another one. Here we go. Ground pound just barely not hitting. Seeking out there for a pogo, but Saphir. Oh my goodness, there it is, the side air. Sgrape. Game 5 has come upon us once again. And I could not be happier, honestly. Look at this. He's still locking it in. They're going back to their same picks. Here we go. Wow. Munir says buff Lance. Bro. I mean, in one, to be fair, but yeah, it's... wow.
Saphir is always full of surprises. And that is why we watch Saphir. But Sgrape is on another level. The fact that they're like not just comfortable, but sometimes confident on unarmed, and they're able to use that in weapon starving combos. They're able to like get a hit. I don't know if you can hear the plane going by my window. My campus is right next to an airport. That's I'll be flying out from BCX for. But sometimes Sgrape will like hit a spear attack, hit an unarmed attack, and then hit a blaster's attack, go back to unarmed or something. It's like he's a team combo with himself. It's actually ridiculous what Sgrape is trying to fish for come these last 2 games. But here we go, game 5 on the Dome. Is it not one of our favorite maps in the game?
It was a good one. It's funny that you mentioned that about it being playing 2s with himself, because they do kind of have the red team, blue team color scheme going on right now.
Yeah, they do.
And yeah, so here we go. Who's going to be the winner? Red team or blue team? I really, honestly, it could go either way. Momentum has been shifting quite a bit in this set, as you can see. The fact that we're in game 5 tells you so. But even the way we've gotten here, went from 1-0, then a 2-1 in Saphir's favor, but now Sgrape fishing to bring it back here. But there we go, a nice Insig, and Saphir is going to try and get himself a combo, but he misinput it clearly, because that would have been amazing. I would have lost my mind. He's also doing some platform tech. Yeah, of course. Just got to flex on your opponent, be like, hey, yeah, I could do this just in the middle of the game. You know, I can dash around, look really cool. We get it. We're cool. But maybe Sgrape will get the punish from that karma, you know? That is L karma. You can't be taunting on your opponent like that. I mean, it wasn't a taunt, but, you know, in the traditional sense, it wasn't a taunt, but we know what it was.
Saphir and Light to send Sgrape down a second stock, a minute in, down Sig to try to build up some extra credit. Side Light Nair, tried and true. However, we're missing a few Nairs, we're missing a few dares. Sair does come through though. The side Sig is a big whiff. Sgrape trying to get a Sair of his own. Saphir, side light. Saphir is not as confident unarmed, and so that might actually end up being a pretty important bolt in this car. Sgrape is driving it, try to keep the machine moving and sticking all together. Saphir has Sgrape off stage. Sgrape is in the red, and so Saphir is able to find a lucrative offer. Then he will be up. Stocks 3-1, 2 minutes into the game. Sgrape has to reverse 3-stock just to make it farther in lower bracket. Saphir is full of surprises.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it's certainly not looking good for him. Ooh. Yeah, ooh, okay, there we go. Very nice. But still, yeah, like you said, that is an entire stock lead for Saphir, and it's going to be hard for him to fight against it. Obviously, he's been fishing still for those spear aerials, just as he's been for the entire game, but this time, it's just not looking as good. He's not been able to land it. Saphir has more room to run around now with these platforms, still has decently large walls. I mean, it's going to be difficult for him, and Sgrape is trying to use them too. He's been playing very, very reserved, trying to stay distance on the platforms, running around, choosing his right options, but it seems like Saphir has gotten the absolute better of him, getting in there to prop him up in the air again. The recoveries have been prominent in this game. Looking to send out this stock already. Sgrape getting deeper and deeper into the red. There's not much he can do if he gets caught by like a sidelight, for example. He might just be the end of the game if he's read correctly, but there's a recovery. Dipping off way too early and gets hit by the recovery. That is going to be it. Saphir taking this game 5, bringing 3-2 in his favor, moving on the lower brackets and sending Sgrape packing.